the FMS 124 Power Wagon RTR in Butcher Yellow, whatever that is. This is a little present that was brought to us by one Eric Matson, who's going to join us today in the studio for another unboxing. Let's see what's in here. So this, I believe, is going to be a box within a box. Because if this is like the other FMS crawlers, there should be a nice little pretty box with some artwork, and then they're kind of, I don't want to say standard, but, you know, the foam carrying case, right? Which is actually a nice feature that we first came across on their 1/18th scale 6x6, and I gotta tell you, this looks pretty similar. Some nice instructions that were in the outer box, I guess. This is patented. They're not messing around with the patented 2-speed transmission. I wonder where that patent exists. I don't see a patent number in any sort of, I don't want to say like English, but I don't know. I'm terrible. Don't judge me. The cool thing about FMS trucks is, you know, they got some nice artwork on here. What color is this one? Oh, gold. That's what you ordered? Oh, sorry. That's right. Butcher Yellow. How could I forget? If anybody knows what Butcher Yellow is, or doesn't know, there it is. So they do have these really nice cases, like I said. We get a little baggie here with the battery, a charger. What is that? It looks like maybe a gas tank? No. I guess we have some mounting to do. Maybe some stickers in there. And then this is gift. Oh. Random wearable accessories. So, you know, if you don't want to use these on your truck, I guess they double as some sort of weird jacked up earring, maybe, perhaps, because they're wearable, Eric. You know,
spare parts.
No, I know they're spare parts. I'm having some fun with their packaging people, and you know, the first thing that I'm gonna say that I notice about this truck is, do you want to grab the FCX24? Eric has also brought his FCX24, and like I said, this is all well packaged. Some shots of the box with some artwork. This looks like some spare parts you can get. You can get a track. You can get tracks for it. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Track.
Didn't even know that.
Track unit set.
Cool.
Interesting. So the first thing, and I can't say the first thing out of the box because technically it's still in the box, is that it's pretty big by comparison. Is this held in there? No. Well, now it's out of the box. The surprise and the love is over. It looks like the wheelbase is not too dissimilar to an FCX24, but I definitely want to make sure you guys know, based on the specs on the side of the box, we did some math, and I think this is closer to like a 1/18th scale, which makes sense because they, you know, hey, we want to compete with the SCX24. Tell Bob in marketing, look, I mean, yeah, we've got this 1/18th scale 6x6. Let's just take off an axle and then we're going to call it 24th scale because we can. Anyway, look, this is a little bit bigger than the other 24 scale trucks we have. The tires are bigger, the wheels are bigger. Actually, the chassis doesn't look a whole lot bigger. But we're not here to just talk about this truck compared to this one. We're here to talk about this truck. So if you were going to some sort of competition that required you to have a specific 24th scale crawler, I don't know that they would take this. I don't know that they wouldn't. But it's just something to be aware of. I don't think the size difference... I mean, look. Body looks pretty tight, right? Hold on. I mean, you get free foam cubes. The body looks pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. This is not Lexan. This is a hard shell body, right? You have some nice little details on here. Windshield wipers. They even mean, they've got like a tearaway in case you need to. No, that's just you take that off when you play with the truck. It's. I was gonna say it's a tearaway like they have on motorcycle helmet visors and whatnot. That's not the case. I'm just kidding. We've got. There's definitely some things about this truck that I think are going to set it apart from the other micro crawlers that we've looked at. Oh, there's definitely still something in here I don't want to forget about. I need to get my work area cleaned up. We've got a remote in here. That's really in there. I don't want to break this pulling it out. Okay. I don't know what just happened. Thoughtfully double packaged with more plasticky stuff. Greasy finger mark there. That's not for me. Not my fault. Some faux. They like milled the plastic in here to give it a carbon fiber look. Like this is what I would say. I say milled it. The mold. That's interesting. This is not a sticker that I can tell. Yeah, no, that's like part of it. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Wow. We got lots of switches. Excuse me. Lots of switches on the remote. Throttle and steering reverse. Oh, lots of trims, some binding. I don't know what these 4 switches on here are for. We'll have to get out. This was pretty heavy. No batteries in it. I'm going to guess this takes 4 AA, pretty much like all the other microcrawler remotes. Did it come with batteries?
Oh,
for the radio? Oh, okay. That's okay. Something to note, batteries not included, except that there is a battery in here for the truck. As I said, this is a hard body. It's pretty nice. These wheels, the wheels actually are beadlocks. You know that? Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's one of the nice features about this truck is that instead of glue-on tires like some of the other cheaper microcrawlers have, this has some functional beadlocks. This also, unlike the other microcrawlers, has portal axles, and that's definitely going to increase the ground clearance. I mean, no, there is no question here as to which one of these trucks is going to drag its axle first. Yes, I know the tires are also drastically different, but I'm just saying. I'm sure the portal axles help off-road in some situations, and the higher center of gravity along with the big, heavy plastic body probably hurt. So it's going to be a little more top-heavy. What else did we see on here? The body, this is kind of a unique feature to these. No body clips, which I am a huge fan of. No Velcro, no magnets. They have these little... Sure. They have like it's a clip mechanism. You can see right in here and then up here behind the bumper. I think the best way to get this off, and if you don't want to break your truck. Ooh. Okay, got the fronts off. I guess suffice to say, you are not just going to lose this body easily. Okay. I think it's easier to take the back ones off first. And on the inside, we definitely have functional LED lights for the headlights. That's pretty sweet. No tail lights, but hey, there's no bed on the back. We've got a lot going on in here. Don't know why we have. Check this out. So we've got 2 lights. What's the other? Well, one of these plugs was plugged in, the other wasn't. I don't know that that matters. We'll have to look at the instructions. Pull this out. Here, anything up. So, pretty sweet body. The chassis, as with, I believe, all of the other microcrawlers that we've looked at, these shocks are really just shock appearing springs, which is fine. This is going to be pretty bouncy. you know, nobody's delivering wedding cakes on the back of this thing, so that's fine. Servo on axle, that's nice. And the suspension, they have chosen to do a 3-link wishbone. Yeah, so, you know, that's going to have some pros and some cons compared to other things. I thought I saw... Am I crazy? Where's that ball? Somewhere on here. Is it on here? I thought somewhere I saw that it said it was a 4-link. Maybe that was just some advertising I saw on the interwebs. Aluminum link rods, tune-up parts. I don't know. Ah, yeah, here it is. Okay. 4-link suspension. In actuality, it's not really a 4-link. It doesn't, at this scale, it doesn't matter. But just be aware that this is neither a parallel nor double triangulated 4-link. There is no panhard in the front because it's a wishbone. Kind of reminds me of a Wheelie King. Yeah. The suspension and link mounts are all single shear, all in one on the axle. I don't know that that's really going to matter at this size and weight, but it's something to think about. You know, I believe the FCX24 at least has double shear link mounts. The shocks are single shear, but the link mounts, or the links, are mounted in double shear. But at least the lowers are. Anywho, moving on. What is this? This looks like, is this a battery tie-down? Yeah, okay. Well, you know these things. We're going to set this aside for a moment. Do you want to peruse the instructions and see if you can find out why there's 2 plugs? Was the other one just not plugged in? I mean, these look like they're both headlight plugs, but they are different size. I don't know why. So it's a little bit confusing. I don't know what's happening. Maybe I don't know what that's all. Eric is going to see if he can figure out what the different headlight plugs are. I mean, the receiver is labeled somewhat, but I don't know what all these initials are. I see HL, HR, and then FF. Can't be expected to. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. Or Eric will figure it out. Roll bar for the bed. Looks like we've got some, are these shock spacers?
Those would be O-rings, so you can make the shocks oil.
Oh, nice! I did not know. No, wait. What? No, I saw O-rings somewhere else, didn't I? But I'm losing my mind. Oh, there we go. So we do have some O-rings. So
the O-rings
okay.
Turn the shock into oil fill shock.
So what I'm talking about are these little clips that look very reminiscent of like Wheelie King shock clips that you could, like, you know, change your ride height, I guess. Although I will say, unless you're going to add weight to this thing, there is not really a whole lot of droop in this suspension. So we've got a roll bar, a gas tank. I guess these are roll bar supports. We've got some sort of 3M tape. I'm guessing we stick the gas tank on somewhere. That'll be interesting. We've got a spare wheel and the mount for the spare wheel. Some stickers. What they fit? I don't know. Of all the states, and look, I'm from New Orleans, so this is fine. What made them pick Louisiana? If you have one of these trucks, let us know if your license plate stickers are a different state. And they didn't just, I mean, they picked 3 different, like, why not California, Texas, Louisiana? Something, I don't know. Interesting. Huh. Butcher, what does that say? Butcher Butch? I mean, look, folks, the writing is tiny. It says Butcher Butch. I thought that it said Butcher Bitch. It does not. That's fine. We will beep that out later. Power Wagon stickers, and yes, this is Doug's truck. I'm not making this up. That sticker says Doug. D-O-U-G. So congratulations, Doug. You have an entire line of trucks named after you. Was that their way of getting around the Dodge?
I do believe so.
Why not? I mean, it says Power Wagon. Is that Doug? Why even put a sticker in that says Doug? Or why not just put in a whole bunch of stickers with every letter in the alphabet so you can make your own Dodge sticker? Just saying. Oh boy. On the bright side is this tire iron. It is heavily chromed and very bright. I say tire iron, 4-way. We've got pretty typical little 5-volt 2-amp USB charger. We're putting 7.4 volts at 1000 milliamps. Plug on here. I've seen on some other batteries. So nice that it comes with a LiPo. I think most, if not all, of the trucks we have either came with a LiPo or are LiPo compatible. There may have been one. We've done too many, I can't remember. We haven't done that many. We've done 4. It's just been a while. What else? Oh. So let's see. Yeah, this is definitely. So we've got. It's funny when the balance plug is bigger than the full power plug. I probably should not plug in the battery. Is there an on-off switch anywhere? Is that what this is? Gotta be. Right? Yeah. So we should be safe, but I don't need to plug the battery in. This is it's like a rubber band, you know, a big giant O-ring. That's gonna hold the battery down. Am I understanding this correctly? As far as you know. So yep, battery slips in there. I guess you have to. I don't know. It seems like it would make more sense if you cross this over like this. So that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know if that's actually. Let's see. Going to both of these plugs. Tiny parts, big hands. I don't know that you're supposed to twist this like this, but I am. I don't like it and tough. You are supposed to twist it? Yeah, that's okay. Well, and so then that way you can just do it like this, and you're not crushing the corners of the cells. So not just it doesn't just look better. I think this is the proper way to do it, right? It's definitely not going anywhere. It's actually kind of protected a little bit by the receiver and servo and the transmission. And you know, you may or may not notice an additional servo right here. This truck, I guess the other big thing that sets this apart is it's a 2-speed. So we already talked about. We do have plastic drive shafts. That's fine for this size. With a little tiny mini servo. It's gonna last a long time, I bet. I don't know. I'm just guessing. What else? Oh, okay. Plastic chassis. No question about that. For those of you that like to modify things, just know that this chassis doesn't have any extra turn holes. I don't see why you couldn't add your own if you lift the truck a little bit. If you wanted to change the wheelbase, okay, maybe a little different. I guess, you know what is in the axle? Is that? Hey, there's actually CVDs in here. Well, that's pretty nice instead of the usual dog bone crap. Do you know what kind of gears they have in here? No. My guess is going to be that there's plastic gears in here. It is a standard ring and pinion. It's not worm drive. Even with plastic gears in here, because these are behind a portal, do you know if there's reduction in the portals, or is it just...
As far as reduction and stuff, I don't know. Okay. But I do know that the gears at the portal are plastic, and if you break them, that FMS will replace them with metal gears. We'll send you for free if you sell them.
So I think there is going to be some work we're going to want to do with this guy. So the rear ring and pinion feels pretty tight. As I'm playing with this one in the front, you guys aren't going to be able to see it or feel it. I can feel some slop in here between the ring and the pin. So might want to take it out and look before you. All in all, pretty cool truck. Found our on-off switch. Did you figure out what the second plug was?
I did not.
Perchance, no. Okay. We will continue to do our research on this truck, and we will update the video when we figure out. I mean, actually, before we even update it, someone's going to comment and say that's blah 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 blah. So we don't even need to do research. We can be completely lazy. It's a pretty nice looking truck. Anything else that you think I missed?
So the chassis all integrated. It's all one piece.
It is a one-piece chassis. Yeah, you're right. There are no separators in here.
Skid plate is molded into the chassis.
Correct again.
So the hump is actually the transmission.
Well, that's nice. I guess that's as low as they could get it, which is a good thing considering that it's portal axle. And look, I know what you're saying. Oh, well, if I damage the chassis, I have to replace the whole thing? I mean, a replacement chassis for this is going to be super cheap.
Or you can use an aftermarket FCX chassis, probably. Or you can make it big.
You like the big red wagon wheels. Tractor tires. I mean, these
how do they feel?
Actually feel pretty nice. What would you like to pet? Definitely no foam in there. I will say that there is not. It almost feel like there's like some sort of run flat on the inside.
There is an inner.
So that inner ring is absorbing a hella amount of. So, you know, typically when you have an internal ring on a beadlock like that, the internal ring is not a whole lot bigger than this diameter of the wheel. Whereas on this one, as I'm squishing it down, like that's where my fingers stop. And I'm not knocking anything, but that tells me that this, this does not have, this is not going to bite around a giant boulder because of that. I'm not saying that it's good or bad. Look, it is what it is. 150 bucks, is that what this was?
Yeah, 149.
149. All in all, I mean, not a bad deal. I just want to kind of one more time compare these sizes to you guys. Or the chassis, I guess. It looks like you probably could fairly easily get this body on there. Yeah, definitely. Interesting. Whereas, you try to put this body on there, it'll almost make it street legal. Well, there you go. So for those of you that were going to ask the obvious question, is the Atlas 6x6 1/18 scale the same size as the FMS Power Wagon FCX24? I'm going to go ahead and say these bodies were probably cut from the same cloth. Well, obviously this is Lexan and this is hardbody. This is a much nicer body, but size-wise, they are the same. So I think this is just one more way to hammer home the idea that basically someone in marketing just said, fuck it, call it a 1/24 scale. We'll beep that out later. We did turn on the lights. They are pretty cool. There's a whole lot of modes. We haven't been all the way through the instructions. Figure everything out. We got some AAA batteries put in this snazzy remote. And in low speed, I will tell you that this thing goes pretty freaking slow. So there's definitely some potential here. The last thing I guess I'll mention is that we did experience some issues. We're trying to figure out how to get the gas tank on here because it's too wide to fit between the shock towers. Hey, I don't know. Somebody tell us where we're going. So what's the general takeaway for the FMS FCX24? I guess my takeaway is that this is a sweet looking little truck. It's got 2 speeds. It's got portal axles. I haven't seen that in any other 24 scale trucks. Again, on the downside, I guess we'll say it for the millionth time, it's not really 24 scale. But I think that's okay, and I don't think it's going to take away from your enjoyment of driving this truck. If you have one of these and you know the answers to any of the questions we posted in this first look, please post them down below in the comments. Eric, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching.
If you liked this video, please consider subscribing. Not sure if you want to subscribe yet? Check out one of these videos. Thank you for watching.